Let's talk about the Once-ler. Hi, and welcome to the channel where I post videos every blue moon. Today, we will be talking about the Once-ler. Not just the twink, but the apathetic businessman versions of the Once-ler as well. So who is the Once-ler exactly? The Once-ler is the narrator of Dr. Seuss's book, The Lorax. The book is about the story of how the Lorax disappeared and the plight of the environment caused by the Once-ler himself, which he had caused by his own lack of care and apathy for the environment by cutting down truffle trees to make things. Neats? I don't know. The plot stays the same for the animated 1972 special released a year after the book. Now, as for the 2012 movie, it takes quite a few creative liberties that I have a particular distaste for. Mainly the Once-ler himself, but apparently the rest of the wider internet disagrees with this sentiment given how Tumblr acts for the poor guy. The 2012 adaptation is about this kid named Ted who wants to impress this girl who I don't care the name of by finding real trees for her instead of fake ones where he lives in Thneedville. So he goes out and seeks the Once-ler, who he visits every day to get the full story of what happens to the Lorax. Also an evil short guy villain. He's there too, I guess. A quick disclaimer before I get into the actual video. I will not go too deep into the issues with the movie as I don't have time for that and I just want to make silly character designs. If you want to see a really in-depth video, go watch Desktop's video. I found it to be a good watch. So how do you give an idea of face? I mean, I could always just put text and then slap eyes and mouth and a nose on it and call it a day, but that's boring and an easy video to make and I want to feel pain. The first design for the Once-ler was just two arms with some green cloth over them. Not much to go off of design-wise besides colors. The same goes for the 1972 animated special, but as for the 2012 version, we have something to go off of. In the 2012 movie adaptation, he wears grayish blue mostly. He reminds me of a hippie really. Personally not a fan of this design anyway. It just isn't the Once-ler in my eyes. If I looked at this character with no knowledge, I would not say that he's the Once-ler. He looks a little too soft, like some gardener boy down your street in the neighborhood who gives you flowers every week. As for when he turns evil, I don't really like the design either. I can see him as the Once-ler, but he still feels too soft. So what the hell are those blue glasses there? Those do not need to be there. I also find it fucking hilarious how he's called the Greether. It's so stupid I can't. So how could we revive these designs? Compiling ideas for a character that is an idea was tough, but once I got it into a sort of flow, ideas came in pretty quickly. I picked these ideas to use and I may use others as well if they don't mesh well together. 2 hours of recording later, and here we have the concept sketches. I found one I really enjoy actually. The concept of smoke covering his face is really cool, and I think it fits the character I want to create. My first concept sketches, I gave him these bright green eyes, pale skin, and brown hair. I also gave him a jacket that was partially on and gave him mostly green coats to go with the theme of money and the fact that green is the color the Once-ler is known for. I then came up with the idea of you not being able to see his eyes, and I tried to give him black hair that was shorter. After a bit, I ended up sort of meshing the concepts together. He still has his constant smile, but now smoke covers most of his face and only one eye is shown. Ultimately, I decided with the last idea, of course. I like that he doesn't look friendly in the slightest. He's not here to play games or make friends. He's here for the money and fame. I was originally gonna label this section as sketches of the design, but then it evolved into a full drawing, so we're skipping a section. I know I wanted to create something that felt like the Once-ler, greedy, mean, and green. What the fuck? Why did I put that in the script? Ugh. I had a lot of fun making this art because I knew exactly what I wanted to draw that wasn't the right hand. I enjoyed the sort of gimmick I made with the design, with his eyes being covered by a cigar smoke. I had so much fun drawing this because I was happy with the design in general. When I drew him, I wanted his cigar to be out of his mouth to make the silhouette more interesting, although the struggle of drawing his right hand was a pain in my ass. I made sure to have a lot of meaning behind the design because I can see the Once-ler having a lot of meaning, just like in the original book. The reason I put smoke over his face, besides the fact that it looked cool, was because he represents spineless businesses, and giving him a face would ruin that in my opinion. I also made his finger sharp to represent predatory business practices, which I imagine he'd indulge in quite often. Now as for his big smile, I put that there to represent the fact that he wants to look squeaky clean for PR's sake. My own gripes with the drawing is that his right hand has 4 fingers and the left hand has 5, which is something I didn't realize until much later. The shading is also somewhat splotchy and messy, but it's mostly covered by smoke in the buildings in the front, but I still think it's noticeable. The dollar signs in the background probably could have been done a little different. I also think the left hand could have been done different as well. Maybe putting a dollar in his hand or some coins as well would have been fitting the character more, since, you know, he's a greedy businessman. But overall, I'm proud of the art I made of my Once-ler design. And here's the final product. So what are my final thoughts on the Once-ler after making this video? Honestly, I have a new appreciation for him, funnily enough. The fan base around him is massive, and that's really cool to see an entire fandom revolve around a single character from a pretty mid-children's movie. This video helped me learn how to format these redesign videos, but I'm not sure this would be considered a redesign anymore. It's more like a fan interpretation, but for the sake of the title and thumbnail, I'll call it a redesign. I think I successfully captured my vision for how the Once-ler would look like if I designed him. If you stuck around to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I certainly enjoyed creating this design, and I plan to make more videos in this style. See you next video!